What's up, Mount Hood? I'm Clayton Vitale, sports editor of The Advocate. This is Clay's Corner. So the Mount Hood women's basketball team has been led down a difficult road since mid-December. Saints entered the year with just 7 players on the roster, but weren't lacking in talent. Depth, however, proved problematic after they lost 2 contributors in 2 consecutive weeks, meaning their starting 5 has had to play all 40 minutes of each game, of course with the exception of when they foul out. On several occasions, the Saints have had to play short-handed, 5-on-4 ball, yet they've been extremely competitive, even outscoring their opponents while down a player. Injuries are a shame anytime, but this team can do some special things. Hopefully they'll be at full strength soon. On Monday, the NCAA crowned the 2015 college football champion as the number 2 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide bested the number 1 overall Clemson Tigers 45-40. The Tigers had been undefeated throughout the regular season and postseason play, but ran into a Nick Saban-led Alabama team who has now won titles in 2009, 2011, 2012, 2015, furthering a dynasty difficult to replicate considering how frequently talent cycles in and out of college football. Sticking with the football theme, NFL owners are set to meet Tuesday and Wednesday this week to gain some clarity on relocation, with the San Diego Chargers and Oakland Raiders in agreement for sharing a stadium in Carson, located in Southern California. The St. Louis Rams would be set to operate in Inglewood. The Rams have the second richest owner in football in Stan Kroenke. He's trying to throw his weight around and block the Carson deal from going through. The interesting plot twist is the support the Chargers and Raiders have outside of their ownership. Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, is in favor of the Carson deal, and there's no money like Disney money. So you know the NFL has to look at that. Pro football fans have also already experienced some extreme highs and lows this postseason, and we're only through the wild card games. Vontaze Burfict bungled the Bengals near win with an illegal hit and subsequent penalties costing Cincinnati precious field position against their rival Pittsburgh Steelers. This ultimately gave Pittsburgh a chip shot field goal win at the end of the game to seal it. Vikings fans were just as heartbroken watching their kicker Blair Walsh miss a 27-yarder, which ultimately handed Seattle the victory. As much heat as Walsh has gotten, the guy even came out and took the blame for the loss. He was responsible for every point Minnesota scored up until that point. The NFL Network is set to air The Lost Game, or Super Bowl I, on January 15th. CBS has had exclusive rights to the game since its first airing on January 16th, 1967. However, they've somehow managed to lose or at least overwrite the original tapes. How on earth that happens, I don't know. Maybe they didn't consider it was going to be as big of a game as it is now. But even then, if you had pulled a league together that was supposed to be, up and coming, how do you just simply let the very first Super Bowl tapes disappear? Beyond me. But luckily, NFL Network has pieced everything together and we'll be able to see it this January 15th. Heading back to local news, Gresham gets a semi-pro baseball team in the Gray Wolves. Now, your own Mount Hood will be their home field, which will be an interesting way to look at how the Saints baseball team manages with the Gray Wolves. I don't see it becoming a scheduling issue, but Gresham hasn't seen a semi-pro team, and this is actually going to be an 8-league independent circuit strictly out of the Pacific Northwest, including parts of British Columbia and Northern California. Stay tuned next week where The Advocate will be talking about men's basketball and some NFL playoff staff picks. See you next week. Take care. Thank you.